Welcome back. Welcome back to LTTV. My name is Latasha LT Jimerson. I'm an author, teacher, book coach, and motivational speaker. And today I want to give you a little sneak peek into my Publish Your First Book in 5 Day challenge. It is a challenge, but you know you need it. This is for people, particularly women over 40, who you've been dreaming about becoming an author, but for some reason it just hasn't happened yet. You've been telling people that you're going to write a book, but you still have not. Other people have been telling you that you need to write a book, and for some reason you just keep putting it off. You keep procrastinating, you keep hesitating, you keep waiting. And it seems like every time you sit down with a pen and a paper, you just get stuck, right? I understand that. I was there. I understand what that is like. I was pregnant for 12 years with my first book. Yes, I was pregnant for 12 years. And when I say 12 years, I mean 2005 to 2017. I had this whole book idea in my mind, in my belly, and I did not let it come out. A friend of mine was like, "Hey, you should write a book and I can help you. I know the steps." And I was like, nah. I had all these excuses. Raise your hand if you made up excuses. That was me, right? I had all these fears: fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of success. And I had all these limiting beliefs like, oh, I can't write a book. I'm not smart enough. I don't have a doctorate degree, right? I don't know enough people. I'll never be able to talk on stage. I don't know anyone. I'm just a classroom teacher. And that's all I can do is just be in the classroom and teach, right? Welcome. I see somebody is in here on Facebook. Welcome, Facebook friends. Thank you for being on here. Thank you for watching me. I so appreciate you. Please share this video with someone who you know needs to be a part of this conversation. Like this video, type comments in the section underneath this video if you're able to, if you know how. Buy stars. You can put in your credit card and you can buy stars. And those stars actually give me more exposure on Facebook. And Facebook sends me a check every month. So thank you. Thank you, Facebook. And it's all because I have people that listen to my content and they take the information and they get a result, right? It's not because I'm super smart, or it's not because, I'm super talented or anything like that. It's that I have information that helps people create a transformation in their life. And that's what people are looking for, a transformation. So when you write your book, when you put your ideas on paper, you need to make sure that it's quality and it's content that people actually need and can use right now. Okay. So we are in a world right now where people are looking for opportunities to work from home or any location in the world, where people are looking for financial freedom. They're looking for ways to improve their skills and become more valuable to the marketplace. So if you have something that's going to help people upgrade their skills or enhance their resume, you need to be writing a book about that topic, because you could be helping people make a transformation in their life, which is what people want anyway. People don't want information. They don't want to know. They don't want more homework, more useless homework. People want to know what they have to do to improve themselves. What are the steps? And so that's what I'm going to be taking you through, is my 5-step program. It's my process. It's my methodology. It's the way that people go from being writer to author in 5 days. Like, we don't play in my tribe. We don't waste time. We don't hesitate. We don't procrastinate. There is no analysis paralysis in my world. because I help you draw a straight line from your brain to the book, right? Like this is what we're doing. We're creating book products. This is one of the books that I wrote back in 2020. It's called New Ways of Learning in 2020, Corona Struck. So I'm going to read a little tiny bit of it just so you can kind of get a glimpse into the mind of the people that created this book. And I'm going to read a section from whose section? I already read some of my section the other day. I'm going to read a section from an author whose name is Xavier. This is Xavier's chapter. So he talks about his journey on becoming an author. And he says, I have been called to inspire my generation. And he's a young millennial. So millennials, he's talking to y'all. But if you have kids that are millennials, Xavier is talking to them, okay? He says, I have been called to inspire my generation by sharing stories from the relationships I have faced, experiences that other people have also gone through and can relate to. My collection of poems, he's a poet, displays a clear demonstration that you can do anything you set your mind to. You need faith and focus to fight for what is yours, to be consistent and to enjoy life. I am doing it, so why can't you create your own story? And he says, my name is Xavier. I was born and raised on the south side of Chicago, and I have always had big dreams. Today, I would like to share with you my story of becoming an author and how writing became my passion. The year 2017 was the best year of my life. I graduated from college, traveled, focused on myself by doing what I love, basketball. During this time, I was introduced to writing books by my publisher, who had already published his poetry and children's books. He told me that I should consider writing. At first, I took his advice and wrote five and then 10 poems. However, I was unsure if this was something I truly wanted to do. So I stopped writing and began exploring other options. When 2018 came into play, I took this whole year to continue my education at the University of Arkansas to figure out what I wanted out of life. I continually asked myself what would challenge me to become better, and worked on finding who I am, setting more goals, and meeting new people. I discovered that I needed to find passion for things I had never tried before. Of course, I thought about writing a book, but it was the last thing on my mind now in 2018. I remember one night I prayed to God to help me choose to pursue either basketball or regular work. I applied for a job while considering to do a walk-on for the University of Arkansas basketball team. I told God, whichever opportunity came first, that's what I will do. Sure enough, the job came through. The job chose me first. And low key, I was sad. I really wanted to play for a college team while joining a fraternity at the university. But did I? No. And I will not mention which fraternity I wanted to join either. All right. Again, this is my book, New Ways of Learning in 2020. I wrote it with these beautiful teachers. And one of the young people that helped us with this book is a millennial. His name is Xavier. I'm reading an excerpt from his chapter. And he says, the year was 2019. The year 2019 was the craziest, most stressful year of my adult life. I cut off friends who were negative or irritating. I lost my house in a fire on March 30th, and then I was homeless for 3 to 4 months. I was down with no passion for anything. I was just sick of nonsense and everything else. Hands down, it was the lowest point of my life. It was one of the lowest points in my life. As the weeks went by during these incidents, I started praying, finding myself once again, and getting my voice back. It was then that I noticed everything around me was starting to change. I felt happy again. I found a new home under 6 months. I met new people, but kept my circle small and came back with a brand new attitude. I felt like I had a new life within me. After all of this happened, I made a phone call to my writing coach and told him, I'm ready to tell my story. I will write my book before spring break, March 2020. From September to January, I began writing nonstop. I would stay up at night until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, knowing I would have to go to work in the morning at 7. I was working 2 different jobs, writing a book, training, and getting hardly any sleep throughout the week. Throughout this process, I quit writing at least 10 times. I was sick and tired of staying up every night just thinking. However, I told myself to keep writing because I knew this book was special. Over the course of 4 to 5 months, I ended up writing between 30 and 40 poems. My inspiration to write came from listening to R&B music, hip hop music, late night thoughts, past events, relationships, and just being a Black man in America. I met the illustrator for my book back in 2018, and we instantly became good friends as time went by. In 2019, I found out she could draw. I told her I was releasing a book soon, and when that time came, I asked her to help draw the vision I had for the book cover. I gave her the details of exactly how I wanted it, and she came up with a masterpiece that blew everyone away. The book cover was hand drawn and took up to 5 hours to be finished. Once I received this, I told her that she would be my book cover artist forever. Around the time It's Just Us was almost finished, I was missing something on the cover. At first, I only had my image on there with a gold crown. And then 2 days later, it hit me. I needed a woman with me on the cover. So I messaged my friend to see if she wanted to be part of the journey, and she said yes. Once she was on the cover with me, I knew everything was complete. The picture you see above, does he have a picture in the book? Yeah, he put a picture in the book. Oh no, there's no picture in this book of that book. Okay. So in this book, there's just a picture of Xavier. You have to find Xavier's book on your own. His book is It's Just Us. So he goes on to say, the picture you see on the cover is pure beauty. Our bond of friendship became a bond of family. After working hard in for months, I was ready to give the book to my book editor. The book cover, title, cost details, and everything else he needed from me. When all the work was completed, he said that I was officially an author, and I could not believe it. I broke down in tears for 5 minutes and then went straight back to work, working on the next 4 books. This man helped me reach my goal. Looking back, I believe these events happened as they did for a reason, and that God works in mysterious ways. I am thankful. So I leave you with this. You may not understand everything that goes on in life, so appreciate your tears, laughter, stories, gifts, struggles, and both good and bad times. In this world, good people like you have something to offer. Do not let anyone make you deny it. Hashtag self-made by Xavier Dante Thomas. This is just one of the stories inside of this book collaboration that I was a part of back in 2020. And why did I read that? I read that to you because I wanted you to see, first of all, this young man was detailing just a brief period of his life. So the best part of his life and then the worst part of his life happened within a year apart. So I wanted you to see that. Number two, I wanted you to see that he always had a desire and a passion to become a writer, but he started looking at other things. How many of you, raise your hand, I'll raise both, have ever been distracted by the shiny object syndrome? That's where you see something and you're like, oh, look at that squirrel. It's like when you know you're supposed to be writing your book, God has already told you to write it, and then you see something else that looks a little bit more exciting. So you start working on that. Like, you know, you have a project that you're supposed to be committed to, but you look around and you're like, I think I'd rather do that. It's what you would rather do. It's what's more easier. It's what's more convenient and what's easier. So I want to challenge you. If you're still watching me, thank you for watching me. I've been on here for 15 minutes. I want to challenge you. If you know that I'm talking about you and this resonates with you, I want you to type the word challenge into the comments. And I will personally send you an invitation in the DM, and I will give you an opportunity to enroll in this class that's coming up on October 10th. We're going to start on October 10th. We're going to end on October 15th. And this 5-day challenge is going to be phenomenal and amazing, because this is the first time that I'm going to completely show you how to use AI to accentuate and enhance your own writing. I'm going to be showing you how to narrow down all these topics that are in your head, how to create an outline, how to brainstorm, how to put it all together, how to do a writing sprint. We're going to be doing a writing sprint inside of the 5-day challenge. And at the end of the challenge, you're going to have a book. Now, it could be, you could end up with a physical book like this. We publish this on Amazon, so you may end up with something like that. You may end up with an ebook that people can read on their phone, and they can print that out themselves. You may end up with an audiobook that people can download and listen to on their computer, their tablet, their desktop, right? Like, you just might produce something that you never even thought you could, just because you're in the right room with the right people with the right system. Okay, so that's just a little bit of a sneak peek into what we're going to be doing in my community and my tribe. It's going to be one of those experiences that you can literally put this on your resume as somebody who knows how to self-publish. Self-publishing is my thing. It's my jam. I've been doing this since 2017, like Xavier said, 2017 and 2018 and 2019. Those 3 years, I thought that was so interesting about his story, that connected with my story too. 2017, 18, 19, those 3 years were massive for my writing success. Like, those 3 years were the beginning and the foundation that I stand on today. Like, 2017 was when I put my memoir out. That was my first book. I have 8. My first book was the book that really, like, boom, it opened me up and my confidence grew, which is what I needed to get to the next level, right? The confidence. And then 2018, I wrote the next book. In 2019, I wrote the next book. And then 2020, I wrote 2 books with 2 different groups of people as a part of a collaboration. So just like Xavier was saying in his story, once he got that first book out the way, then he started working on 4 other poetry books. And poetry is his jam. Memoirs are my jam. You might love children's books. You might want to write a daily devotional based on your religious beliefs. You might want to create a workbook or a journal. You might want to create a fiction novel. I don't know what it is that you have in your soul, but neither do you until you actually get it out on paper. So if this thought has been swirling around in your head and you've been wanting to do something like this for a while, but you didn't know who to trust, you didn't know where to go, you don't have the steps, that's why I'm here. This is exactly what I do. So type the word challenge. I will give you the information so you can get into this class. There's 3 levels of this class, okay? There is a private Facebook group where we will be having a deeper conversation into specifically what you need, okay, as a writer and as an author. So the class is live. It's online, virtual, so you'll be able to watch me and you'll be able to put questions into the chat as I am teaching. Okay. You will also have access to my community where you will get an accountability partner to hold your feet to the fire. So when you feel like giving up, you won't give up on your partner. You might want to give up on yourself, but you won't give up on your partner because we set the rules and we set the expectations high on day 1. Okay. All right. So general admission is $47. Yeah, the class is not free, y'all. It's not free. The general admission is $47. That includes 5 days of instruction in class with me, access to my community and your accountability partner, access to the private Facebook group, and learning my system. You will be able to take this information and go make a transformation that's going to affect the rest of your life. Okay. Now that's general. If you want to come in as a VIP, then you get everything that you would get as a general admission, but you get a workbook so you can start now. Today is what? It's almost, tomorrow's October 1st. So you have about 10 days before the challenge starts. Now is the time to get inside of the workbook. So if you know you're VIP, you know you want the workbook, you want to know what's going to happen in class ahead of time. That's what you do as a VIP. That is $97. Okay. And then if you want to have a bonus day and you want to sit down with me and have a one-on-one and you want me to review the work that you have, that is a platinum ticket. That is $197 for all of that. Okay. So if you know this is for you and you're tired of hesitating and waiting and you're ready to go, let's go. Type the word challenge in the comments and I'm coming to get you. Okay. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching this, sharing this, engaging with this video. I so appreciate you. And I will see you inside of the challenge on October the 10th. Bye.